This is what it's all about. Play Like a Legend has been running over the last few months. We've been trying to find the ultimate FIFA Ultimate Team player, and this is the moment we find out who that is. Is it going to be that man, Spencer, or is it going to be that man, Brian? We are moments away from the grand final of Play Like a Legend, presented by Xbox One. It is time, boys. Grand final time. We are ready to rock. We wanted a dream final yesterday. We got so excited, we got confused. We didn't think we were going to get it. Then we got our brains straight. And then we realised we were going to get it or could get it. Now we know we've got it. What's going to happen?
I don't know, but I'll tell you what, that little intro is, I was tingling then, I was emotional.
Get goosebumps?
Oh, wow, this is it, isn't it? I mean, the final is always going to be good, because if you get to this stage, you're going to be very, very good at FIFA. But this is the two, I think, if you'd asked me for the dream final, I would have written these two. You know, this is the Brazil-Argentina, the England-Germany, the West Ham-Millwall.
Oh, you know, I've got goosebumps now.
It's the big one. And it is obviously Brian against Spencer. Let's not forget, this is Season 1 champ versus Season 2 champ.
I know, yeah.
The ultimate champ is literally going to be crowned. I can't wait. Yeah.
This is interesting to me because you picked Spencer, and then you said the only person who could probably beat Spencer is Brian.
Yeah.
So we've got a lot to talk about. The final will start in probably about 4 or 5 hours once we've sussed this out. I'm only joking. We won't be long. I promise.
I've got my analysis.
I'm only joking. We won't be long. Right. Let's start, Dave. Let's start with you. Right. Yeah. So we've been talking about Spencer all weekend, and about he's a beast in terms of the amount of goals he scores. Why or what is it about the way Brian plays, and what is it about Brian as a player that means he could walk away as a champion today?
Well, he's definitely got the experience. That's for sure. He's unlike Spencer, Spencer's like he's made his name on FIFA 15. On FIFA 14, he wasn't really heard of. Whereas Vitality Brian, he was making his name just towards the end of FIFA 14, and he's carried it over and just got better and better. The way he plays, he's so good with the ball. I think he's probably the best player, best possession player on FIFA 15 that I've seen, and I've seen quite a lot of good players in that sense. And I just think Spencer hates playing against possession, and I always say that if someone does beat him, it will be by playing possession. But that being said, in the quarterfinal, he played TAS. TAS played possession. He battered him. He then played Rocky. He plays possession, and he was battering him, but he scraped through in the end. But I think Brian is he's a level above Rocky and is a level above TAS. So I think this is going to be a really close game. I think the real winners are the fans, because I mean, it's not just that. Hopefully, they get to see an interview with Spencer. We all know he loves his interviews.
Speaking of Spencer, and you touched on a few results there previously for Brian. Let's take a look at Spencer's road to the final. Let's bring that up for you. There we go. So some cracking results there. I mean, there's goals all over the place, Spencer, isn't there?
That is what you get with Spencer. You get goals. I got 6, 5, 5, 6. Now, the key number there, though, out of all the numbers, is the last 5 that's actually against him. Yeah. That's the number you need to look for, because he's conceded more goals there than he was going to anywhere else. 6-5 against Epsilon Rocky. We saw that. He was 6-2 up, I think, and he nearly came undone. He let a lot of goals back. Yeah. It could have gone wrong, but he did still get through. And the reason he got through is because he scored so many. And
on the contrary, if we take a look at Brian's road to the final now, which will be with you shortly. There we go. There we go. I mean, apart from the quarter-final, it's all quite low scoring, aren't they?
Well, I mean, there's one number there that appears a lot, isn't it? It's a 0.
Yeah, that's true, actually.
He's only conceded a goal in against one opponent of 4. That's crazy. Yeah. That is absolutely crazy. Yeah. So I just think that his defence is obviously really solid. Yeah. And Marlott was the only person that actually was able to score any goals against him. So Emmy Boost is our... remember, these guys are the Season 1 and Season 2 champs. Emmy Boost, who we beat 2-0, was the Season 3 champ. Yeah. He's just got rid of him easy.
No, yeah, just dispatched. Cheers. So thanks for coming.
It is. I wouldn't say it's attack versus defence by any means, because Brian's a very, very accomplished offensive player. But he might be the person that can slow Spencer down enough to get him on the counter. I don't know. What do you think?
Yeah, well, Spencer's definitely going to have to play on the counter, that's for sure. But that just suits him perfectly anyway. It's just the way he plays. I mean, Brian's defence, it is pretty solid. As you said, he's only conceded in the 1 game, but he hasn't faced an attack as good as Spencer's yet. So, I mean, we've all wanted to see this game purely because, both of the... Brian is the one player, I said, and a lot of people think can't stop a HugeGorilla. I know he's lost in the past to Ty Walton, and, you know, he felt like he was a bit unfortunate in that instance, but I think Brian can really give him a good game, and I do hope Brian wins purely for the fact I like the way he plays. He's really patient, whereas Spencer, he kind of forces the issue. but you know, it is too hard to call.
Okay, we've been talking about statistics all the way through the weekend. Let's take a look at the head-to-head in terms of stats. Spence, I mean, this is a tale of the tape and a half, isn't it?
Yes, this is. I think Brian has a more significant reach.
No, he has a more significant stare.
He's got but seriously though, obviously we've talked about that big number there. HugeGorilla is 3rd in the world. He's Nexus ranked for Xbox.
That's amazing,
This is
isn't
crazy.
it?
I mean, 93rd is still amazing for
that's
Brian.
the thing,
like, some of the other guys were 35,000th and things. Like they both play a lot of Ultimate Team. It's clear. Obviously, Spencer has a more significant goal ratio, almost 4 goals a game he averages, which we've seen him do here, if not more than that. 92% win ratio is a lot sharper than Brian's 77 win ratio. The other stats are kind of similar. So Brian doesn't win as much as HugeGorilla does. The only thing I'd say Brian's got in his locker is, and this is not to say that Spencer doesn't do it as well, but Brian performs on the big stage.
Yeah.
He's won here before. Yeah. That's online stats. That's a home in Division 1 or whatever on Ultimate Team. This is a different kettle of fish.
Yeah.
You know?
There's an inner... having spoken to both... We've all spoken to both the guys on multiple occasions over the course of the weekend. But having spoken to Brian, there is an inner confidence there that he's very sort of self-assured. Not arrogant or anything like that. I don't mean that in a negative way at all. I just mean that he seems to have this sort of inner faith in himself. You know, he was saying by his own admission he's not been playing very well. He hasn't been practicing much, but he's still managed to claw his way through to the final with, like you said, like an excellent defensive record in comparison to somebody else. You know, and then you've got Spencer, who it's quite hard to dig anything out of because he hates interviews. But at the same time, must have that confidence in himself that, you know, he probably knew he was going to get this far. And he probably knew he was going to come up to somebody that it was going to be tough to beat. So, you know, what kind of personality type would you rather have? Would you just rather know that you're going to score loads of goals and hope it's enough goals to kind of get you through? Or would you rather be Brian that just says, well, it seems to have this sort of inner quiet confidence that, do you know what, I think I might walk away with the trophy and I think now's my day?
You know what, being honest, having spoken to them both, I actually think Spencer's the more confident.
Okay.
I actually think Brian is quite, we saw when he won Season 2, he was kind of apologetic. He was like, oh, I'm not a very good team and I don't practice very much. And don't get me wrong, he knows he's good. He knows he's good. He knows he's leading the way for the French player. But I think Spencer comes across with a lack of confidence in terms of interviews, for sure.
Yeah, of course,
he doesn't talk about it a lot. But when you talk to him privately, and, you know, he will still say, do you think you're going to win tomorrow? He will still go, oh, no, I'm not going to win, not going to win. But I remember speaking to him after Season 3. He wasn't able to take part in that one. And the guy that won it, the guys that got quite far in, he was sort of thinking, I reckon I could beat them. I reckon I could beat them. Little comments. And I think, you know what? Time to put your money where your mouth is. You've done everything you can so far. You've annihilated anyone that stood in front of you. Can you do it to Brian? Season 1 versus Season 2 champ. This is really the final of finals. Well, it's kind of the semi-final. The real final was when I played Trout before. And we know what happened there. I think one of the comments said I was turning him into sushi or something. I don't usually eat sushi, but I made an exception for that game.
Well, we're going to keep sort of hyping you up and keep talking about what's going on. Don't forget to get involved via all the social media. That's all the details are below. So Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, etc. Make sure you're telling us who you think is going to win, who you want to win, what your score predictions are, who you think looks better in a navy shirt. Is it me or is it Spence? If it was up to me, I'd vote for him anyway. So I won't worry about it. It is a bit more expensive than mine.
Similar shade, isn't it?
There are,
darker.
there are. And plus mine's stretching in the wrong places. But that's what age and fondness of beer does for you. Anyway, right, we are literally moments away. The players are literally just getting themselves ready. Don't forget to make sure that you have a chance to be in with a chance of winning a Lionel Messi signed Barcelona shirt. Gfinity.net/competition. And you can watch on Twitch or on YouTube in English or in French. Just go to gfinity.net/live-TV. Look at them in the booth now. Look, there's definitely some focus going on there. There's a few questions as they overcome a couple of sort of, you know, little technical problems, I think, but we're just waiting for them to get ready. I'd be going a bit. I'm not very good in that sort of situation. I'd be very happy to be there.
Well, I mean, having been honest, like I've just obviously been in there myself. It's only a little exhibition match for fun, but we talked about this earlier. I like playing. If we were playing now, I want to be next to you. I want to talk to you. I want to be able to say things in your ear and get amongst it. Now, in the earlier group stages, that was something that was possible. They were in the same rooms. Now we've separated them. It's really weird because you know your guy you're playing is the other side of the wall. It's not like when you're playing online, he could be the other side of the world. He's just you can't hear him, you can't see him, but you know he's there, and it does affect you. And that was just a little throw-around game I was playing. This is a big deal. This is $7,000. This is a lot up for grabs.
Yeah, absolutely.
So I don't envy them. I really don't envy them. It's going to be tense in there. My heart was racing when I was playing Trouty, and he's awful.
At least you were celebrating. I was loving to see the celebrations. Yeah. We might see that from Brian, because we were talking before about he's quite an emotional player. We were talking about Graham before, weren't we, as well, about being an emotional player. Let's talk about the guys that haven't actually made it that far. You know, we've seen a couple of sort of superstars come through. I mean, my own personal choice, I've been very, very impressed with Rocky. But Rocky really gave a good showing of himself, especially today. He might be one for the future. What about you, lads? Have you sort of picked a star for the future?
Well, I mean, I agree with the Rocky thing, because I'll be honest, I thought he had a great tournament, and then he played Spencer, and I thought, oh, he's had a bit of a mare here. Then he got those goals back at the end, and you realised it was actually really close in the end. So, no, Rocky's done really well. When I found out he was 17, couldn't believe that.
Which we are having verified.
We need, we need to get that checked. But no, I think you're bang right with that one. I think there's a lot of talented guys here. But Rocky looks like he wants to come back and win something, I think.
Yeah, I reckon so.
For me, it's Marlowe.
Yeah,
Marlowe. He's only 18 himself, and Spence. If someone makes an impact on Spencer where he doesn't actually want to play them, you know, that says a lot.
True.
Yeah.
So yeah, for me, it's Marlowe. I mean, he's already shown he's got a lot of potential. I think it's his first competitive year on console, because I'm pretty sure he said he'd been playing PC before. But yeah, for me, he's definitely got a bright future in FIFA.
And you guys have consistently been involved throughout the Play Like a Legend series that has been, brilliantly put on by Xbox One. Thanks very much to those guys over there for their support. You know, these tournaments are really, really important for the competitive scene. Without people like Xbox One getting behind them, you know, we wouldn't be able to do this. So thanks very much, guys. So having been a part of that journey all the way from the start to what we are nearly at the end, have you got any favourite moments? Good, bad, funny, indifferent? Do any spring to mind?
I think watching, I know I do go on about him a lot, and, you know, regardless of who wins the final, I do think HugeGorilla's been a highlight for me, just because of the way he plays the game. Yeah. Not because, you know, he didn't win Season 2 when he played in it. He was there. He did with Season 1, but when he does win, he just looks so dominant. And just seeing someone play, such as I think sometimes people that don't watch a lot of competitive FIFA, they come in and they might see a certain game be quite tight. Yeah. They're quite critical of it. Like, oh, it's boring, nothing happens. Even when they're tight, they're not boring. But Spencer's games, they're something special.
Oh,
I defy anyone to watch one of his games and call it boring. There's always something going on.
Yeah,
so I think he's great for the sport if he keeps playing that way, you know, to get people interested in it. So he's been great, and I really do like Brian. Season 2, watching him do it with one of the weakest teams, definitely one of the weakest teams. No big names, no Ronaldo, no Messi, just his big boy Zlatan up there, banging goals in for fun. So that genuinely, we've got the best final, because these are my two favourite players.
Fantastic. What about you, Dave? Have you got any favourite moments from start to finish over the last few seasons?
Well, the way Rocky's played in this one's been like a real favourite for me, just because I've said quite a few times, he's basically like the French Tass. He's always a name that's thrown about who should be getting far in the tournaments, and I don't know whether it was nerves or anything like that in the previous seasons, but in this one he's really came into it with a different mindset, and he's played so well. And he was even unlucky a little bit to lose to a HugeGorilla, but I think he's for me, just like you were saying, he's definitely got a bright future in the game, and yeah, he's definitely been a favourite of mine.
And would you like to see more of sort of the Play Like a Legend type tournaments throughout the next sort of coming months and years? Yeah,
definitely. I mean, as a FIFA player, I've been playing FIFA competitively now for about 4 or 5 years, and we always have like little tournaments popping up every now and again, but nothing's quite been on this scale. The fact that Xbox and Gfinity are actually starting to take an interest in it, it's going to make more people start wanting to play, and the fact that Ultimate Team's now a big part of it. You know, it's just going to keep growing, and it's great for every competitive FIFA player out there. So, a big thank you to Gfinity and Xbox for all that.
You're welcome, Dave. And on behalf of Xbox, you're welcome too. I don't work for Xbox, but I'm just going to say you're welcome. You guys at home, you're welcome on behalf of Xbox One. No, they're brilliant guys. Obviously, you know, there is a massive opportunity for you guys to get involved. The only way to do that is obviously through the website, gfinity.net. If you haven't already signed up, sign up. It's free. Take part in all the competitions and tournaments, and you could be where these guys are. You know, I think one of the greatest stories that we've had throughout the course of the year, and probably the best thing out of the Play Like a Legend series, is the fact that Spencer came through the website from sort of, you know, from the casual stuff all the way through to being in the booths and potentially winning $7,000 today. But we are going to go to a very, very, very quick break while these guys get themselves sorted and we calm down, because I mean I need a towel. I'll be honest, either that or a nappy, one of the two. But we will be back in a couple of minutes after this very, very short break. Don't you dare go anywhere.
here we are today at the Gfinity Arena in London. Hello to everyone in the audience watching. Hello to everyone at home. My name's Spencer Owen. I'm here joined with Chris Bullard. Chris, just tell me, how excited are you for the season one final of the Play Like a Legend Championships? Not in that time. Risky touch there. Risky to try and take that down with Ronaldo on the pounce. That's what I'm talking about. That is what I'm talking about. What was HugeDragon thinking?
The system's a mess. It's just another pyramid scheme, a government racket. Combined with the power of Charles Jurassic. Nation T-Rex with covert tactics. Rise from the ashes, protect the bring the madness.
And it's just not where it needs to be for HugeDragon. He's at the opposite end of the pitch. There is the whistle. Wow. I mean, another quality comeback. Just to remind everyone, we can see the devastation on HugeDragon's face. Last 25 minutes, or else we're going to be saying goodbye to him. But he's been a spectacular semi-finalist. There's no doubt about that. Spencer could wrap it up here, though. Ronaldo, he's scored, and it's 4-2 in the tie. And just Spencer never stops.
Yeah, great through ball to Ronaldo again.
The options for it on the bench is stay with those boys. This is a good ball. It's onside. Ronaldo's going to make it. The keeper stopped coming. Goal. Wait for it. Here it comes. Bang. Yeah, there was no way Spencer wasn't scoring that. It was written in the stars. That's all, folks. It's game over. Spencer's in the final. We're going to have a repeat of the Gfinity first Spring Masters final. And, I mean, I can't pick a winner. These two both worthy winners. But it's going to come down to Dan. Who plays better? Yaya Toure. Can we get an early goal? The rebound!
Well, Berkey.
Bring the madness.
As much as Perry's doing well, this game is not over. I've said it time and time again. Spencer's the comeback kid. Di Maria into Ronaldo. Now, Spencer needs to step up. This could be it. Goal. He's taking his time and shoot. Oh, it's a goal.
Wow.
And this is it. This is the beginning of what we've seen so many times before. He's 2-1 down on aggregate. This is probably the longest we've seen Spencer down for.
Oh, here we go.
About to score. Oh, my God. As I say it, he scored. I mean, I was just pointing out the fact that this is the longest he's been behind for, because he does always come back. Ronaldo! Spencer puts that finger in the air celebrating, and the comeback kid strikes again.
Yeah, that was he was so well worked. Oh,
What a game! What a game! The crowd have gone wild here. It is, what is that, 4-4 or 3-4? I'm not sure. He's equalised it, but I think he might have made it. It's level. It's level
Yeah,
here.
it is. He needs to change something up quick. He's only got 10 minutes left.
Is he going to get Sturridge off for someone? This could be an opportunity for Marco Reus. The great first touch. He's going to cut in. I think he might score. No, the goalkeeper. He's got a hole in his chest.
Yeah, he's done so well throughout this tournament, Courtois, but he's let him down when he needed him most.
Spencer is an absolute joy to watch.
He is.
Everyone watching at home and here in the Gfinity Arena, count yourself lucky. You're witnessing the Muhammad Ali of FIFA. For day, it could have been his, but a HugeGorilla is our Season 1 champion. And what a tournament he's had. There's the trophy there in his hands. He lifts it to the sky. It's like Bobby Moore all over again.
You will drop it like that.
Well, this is it. This is Vitality Brian versus HugeGorilla. This is France versus England. This is everything. This is the grand final of the Play Like a Legend series of tournaments. The game is ready, which is time for me to hand over to Spencer and Dave, who will present to you the Play Like a Legend grand final. Chaps, away you go.
Thank you very much, Martin. Ooh. Dave, it's finally upon us. The moment these young boys are about to become men. I think it's safe to say. Right, HugeGorilla versus Brian. Actually, I don't know how young Brian is. I don't think he's 18 young.
22.
22. Still young. Yeah. Still young.
Or 21, one of the two.
HugeGorilla versus Brian. I can't call it. Obviously, my pre-tournament prediction was Gorilla, so I'll stay true to that. And he's a fellow Brit as well, so I've got to support that. But Brian is a great guy and a very good competitor as well. So best of luck to both of them. May the best man win. That's the party line here at Gfinity. What do you think is going to happen, though?
I honestly really want HugeGorilla to lose purely for the fact it's 1-0 to me so far in predictions against you.
Yeah. Selfish.
It's like I just want to go and shake his hand quick before the game, give it a really hard squeeze,
break his wrist. Look at those teams. Both of them using a Nua, both of them using Ronaldo, both of them using Bale. Seems like the only shared players. I think Spencer got those 3 legends. Brian got Silva, Van Arnholt, a left back. We expect him to bring Ibrahimovic on at some point as well. He does like to do that. It's all about to kick off, guys. Get ready, strap yourselves in and feel the G's. This is going to be a heck of a final. We're just doing our final changes before we jump into the action, but it's going to be emotional. Dave, we've been on this roller coaster together now for a long time. I feel like we've really got to know each other. As they've gone by, I've got to like you less and less. And I think pretty sure in about, not too long as time when this game's finished, we'll probably never speak again. You say that's fair to say?
I think we might as well just have one last fight before it ends.
Roddy joshing each other. It's a pleasure to work with you, Dave. It's a pleasure to be casting this final with you. Mangala on the ball here. We kick things off. It is Brian in the Brazil yellow kit, and it is Spencer in the purple. This is game time. This is action stations. This is the time. This is a great time to be alive, basically, isn't it? A privilege to see this, Could have been watching the pyramids. Watching the pyramids get built. Could have been there when Winston Churchill delivered his powerful speech during World War I, World War II, whatever. It was one of the wars. They're both big events. There's other events. 1966 World Cup final.
Yeah, this tops them all.
This is better than all of them, definitely. Definitely better than all of them. There's no doubt about that. We're looking at history being made. Whoever wins this tournament will be the first of its kind, the first grand final Ultimate Team champion. And Spencer starting off brightly, he always does. He always does. But I feel like Brian's the sort of player that can do it back to him, I really do. I can't call this one. It's going to be really interesting to see which way it goes. But Spencer keeps winning possession in the middle of the pitch here. Griezmann on the ball, but he's been dispossessed himself. This is interesting. It's a tactical battle. First blood, how important do you think the first goal is going to be in this one, Dave?
I mean, it's always important. I talk about it a lot, but if Spencer gets a first goal, it's not the end of the world for Brian. But if Brian gets a first goal, Spencer's going to, he's going to have a lot of work to do.
Have kittens, proverbial kittens.
Yeah, Spencer will. Brian will just start keeping the possession if he gets the lead, and then it'll be really tough for Spencer. I mean, that's the thing so far. Luckily for him, every time he's played someone who plays possession, he's always took the lead. I mean, if he was to go behind in some of those games, it'd be so different.
Oh! Off the woodwork already! Spencer doesn't mess about. He's hit the woodwork. It's got to be double figures for the tournament now. He hit it 6 times in one game, so it definitely is. I mean, he just attracts the woodwork like a magnet. I don't know what it is. Is it just the way he hits the ball?
It's a goal.
Oh, it's got to be. It's got to be a goal. And so it begins. HugeGorilla gets first blood. This is huge. Look at him in there. He doesn't show much emotion, not even a celebration. But inside, there's a party, and everyone's invited. So I'm not sure if everyone would be invited to his party. I think it would be like close friends and family only.
That's what annoys me about Spencer. Take nothing away from the goal. But when he missed that chance with Khedira, he will miss chances like them. But then he'll score a really scrappy one. That goal wasn't scrappy in this instance. But if he does score another one in this game, I guarantee it's going to be a horrible, scrappy one.
Look at the amount of purple shirts flying forward, though. There's 4 of them running. It's like Mighty Ducks flying V formation. They're all going for it. Griezmann, he could be getting a second one. This is what Gorilla does. Brian really needs to tighten things up as quickly as he can. Oh, what a start. You don't have to wait long for goals when these guys play. You really don't. Here is Bale. It's all Spencer right now. Those purple shirts are dominating things. Gareth on the ball. Is he going to whip it into the box? No. Brian gets it off him. Sturridge on the ball now for Brian, into James Rodriguez to Rooney. This is about the longest we've seen Brian keep the ball, and he's lost it. It's a free kick.
So I've never seen someone put so much pressure on Brian where he starts panic passing. That's just how good Spencer's pressing game is.
Someone in the comments has said, GG, Spencer won. This is live, so I don't know if you understand how that stuff works, my friend, but this hasn't physically happened yet. We're watching it unfold before our very eyes, yeah? So currently it's 1-0 to Spencer, but no one's won yet. Brian is probably the best person to handle this situation, to not panic, to not go 3-4 goals under like we've seen other opponents do. I think he can handle it, I really do. It's his second goal though. I think if, to be honest, I don't even think the second goal's that important as much as I would have said in the past, because Spencer had a really significant, I think, 6-2 lead or 6-3 lead over Rocky and nearly threw that away.
Yeah,
so
I think that was a one-off, to be honest.
even against Brian though?
Yeah.
Okay.
I do think it is a one-off. I don't think it will happen again. Sounds a bit ambitious, even for Gorilla.
Half an hour gone. Remember, it's a two-legged final. So 2 sets of 90 minutes. If it's level after that 180 minutes has been played, it goes to a silver goal situation. That's a poor goal kick from Brian. He's not going to be happy with that one. Oh dear, oh dear. Okay. Interesting as well that Brian's opting not to use legends in this one. He would have won some legends in season 2.
Yeah.
But he may. Oh wow! He may have used them to strengthen his squad in other ways. You know, gone onto the market, done some deals, got himself better players. He got himself a Ronaldo after winning season 2. So that's probably actually what he did, isn't it?
Oh, Bales.
Here's Bale. He's been dispossessed there. Now we're seeing a couple of legends for Spencer there, uniting nicely. Laurent Blanc and Roberto Carlos. He's got, I think he's got Patrick Vieira in the middle of the park as well. Okay, Walker on the ball for Spencer. He's getting tackled by Van Arnholt. But he gives it away, and it's with Spencer again in a dangerous area. Ronaldo back here into the box. Griezmann lets it slide. Every time he gets the ball in the box, he just gets into real dangerous territory, and anything can happen. Ronaldo very deep for Brian. He's not using him as a striker, I don't think, is he? Using him as a wide man. Kyle Walker. Right back situation, looking inside to Rooney. Rooney to Ronaldo. Ronaldo, come on. Is he going to play it over? Is he going to use a dummy run? No, he goes to Bale. Can Bale get it away to someone? No,
good defending.
Very good defending, yeah. Can't take that away from him. Let us know in the Twitch chat. I can see a lot of you watching and commenting. Who are you supporting? Are you Team Brian or are you Team Gorilla? Let us know. Leave a chat, comment, and I'll try and read out some of the best ones. Be clever with them, yeah? Be creative. You might get an opportunity, a little cheeky shout out from me and Dave. Okay. Rooney on the ball. To Sturridge. To James. To Sturridge again. This is a little bit better from Brian now. He's getting into the game a bit more. It took a while to get going. Can he whip it into Ronaldo's? Obviously got the big man header in there. We've got a lot of Team Gorillas coming out.
Oh.
Oh.
Yeah, you could see what he was doing, but Bale just stopped the run just as he went to pass it.
Most people seem to be Team Gorilla. Not too many Team Brian's, actually.
To be fair, there is a French stream, so...
Yeah, they'll be watching the French stream. That's a very good point. There is a French language stream, so they'll all mostly be over there unless they're want to watch the English one for some reason.
Well, our commentary is pretty good, so I can understand why they would want to, if they can speak English, of course.
Of course.
It'd be pretty pointless if they didn't know what we were saying. Although I know you like to throw a few French words out there every now and again.
Comment up or two.
Oh, there we go.
Just an option for you. Right, half time in this first leg. Spencer's going to make some changes. They tend to make these changes if you're new. Maybe you've just joined the stream for the final. One of the rules of the tournament is you can only make your substitutions from half time onwards. So you can't just start the game and do a substitute as you might see people do sometimes on Ultimate Team Online. So one thing that Spencer tends to do is get certain people on every time. In fact, he gets the same people on every time because he's got a lot of bronze players on his bench.
Yeah.
So he brings the same 3 guys. I think he's brought on Ramirez. I think potentially he's brought on Balassi as well. I'm not sure about the third name just yet, but Ibra has come on for Brian. Now, Brian is particularly talented with Zlatan Ibrahimovic. He's scored big goals with him before, including in the Season 2 final. He knows how to use him. Chikawi as well is another player that Brian is very adept with. That Chikawi and Ibra partnership has come up trumps for him in the past. And now he's got Ronaldo in there with him as well. It's a dangerous triple act. will it work together here? Chikawi over to Ronaldo, who's very wide, is probably winning more centrally traditionally. He's going to win a corner.
He's definitely growing into this game a little bit more, Brian. He didn't start how he would have wanted to, but well read by Spencer. Good ball for Ronaldo. Oh, it's an unfortunate. Oh, it was unfortunate defending, but well saved in the end. And thankfully for Brian's sake, it's gone offside.
Big opportunity.
Yeah,
there,
that was
big opportunity to double his lead.
Yeah, he was lucky to get through. To be honest, it was just a mistake on the defender's behalf, which would have been a bit harsh if it would have resulted in a goal.
Chance, Ronaldo brings them down! That's what he does! Ronaldo, time and time again, we've seen him just take the ball down in those tiny little areas, get a touch away, and get the finish past the keeper. It's a lot harder than it looks, that. You have such a small time frame to bring it down and finish it. You've got to have a good player in there, and you've got to be a confident player yourself, and Gorilla's got both of those things in abundance. So he has doubled his lead. He's definitely the favourite to win this whole tournament if he wasn't already. And, I mean, based on the experiences we've seen, in what is his third event here, could be his second win, he's got to be the best Ultimate Team player in the world. That's what you have to say right now. There's no other tournament, there's no other competition. This guy is the best in the world, if he wins.
Yeah, on Ultimate Team, he's been the best for a while. I mean, on head-to-head, I'd always fancy Brian over him every day, but on Ultimate Team, I don't know, HugeGorilla, he just seems to find a different level every time.
Snowball00 says, Gorilla is on fire, just like my mixtape. Have to send it in, mate. Balassi, chance to make it 3-0. Bal could get there. He has done with the header. This is big. He's sending out a message. This is what Gorilla does. He doesn't just score one or two. He makes that margin as big as he can. And he wants everyone watching, not just Brian, not just the people here in the Gfinity Arena in London, not just those of you watching on Twitch, but just people that could hear about it through word of mouth. Anyone, Brian's nan, whoever, he wants them to know that he's the best Ultimate Team player since sliced Ultimate Team players. Wow. He's good. Brian's good. They're both very good, but right now Spencer is bossing it. And Brian hasn't really had a look in.
Clinical in this game, to be fair to him.
Now he's good enough. Brian is good enough to come back from that, but there's a key stat there that has to change. 0 shots.
Yeah, he is good enough, but I don't think he's going to. Brian's at his best when he takes the lead. It's just his style of play. I mean, the worst thing is when you're playing HugeGorilla is to go 1 goal down, because to be able to create your own chances whilst not letting him have any at the same time, it's near enough. It's just impossible at times. So I think this one could be wrapped up already, to be honest.
I mean, he has to have some shots. Yeah. He's not having any shots. And one thing that Spencer always does is have shots, but he's not always efficient with them. When he's efficient with them, he tends to boss it. Today, he's being efficient in this final. He scored 3 of his 4 shots on target. So that's why we're seeing him do so well here. But, yeah, Brian's got to come up with an answer to it as soon as possible, or else this could get even worse for him. And it wouldn't be fair. It wouldn't be right to see Brian get embarrassed here, because he's been the embarrasser, not the embarrassee. He's been embarrassing people throughout the tournament, and now he's getting risk having it done to him by Spencer. And it would be harsh on the lad, but FIFA is FIFA. You know, the best man will win 9 times out of 10. Oh, I thought he was going to bang one with Bale there.
I know a lot of people think I've been hating on Spencer this weekend. I haven't really. I've always admitted that he's possibly one of the best, if not the best player on this game, and he's just showing it now. It frustrates me when he misses sitters and then scores a horrible one. But he admits it himself. But he just creates so many chances. Every time he does score a horrible one, you're like, every time you're like, oh well, he just kind of deserved that. It's calmer. He missed that chance which he should have scored, so he deserves that. Some
great comments coming in. Boise What P says, wow, Brian is world class, but Spencer is destroying him. That's very true. That's what's happening right now. Great comment here from Holmesy7. Just another day in the jungle for the killer gorilla.
That's a good one.
I like it. People are referring to Spencer now as the Messi of Xbox.
Yeah.
And I think that's a name that might stick.
Yeah.
He's that good. He's the Messi of Xbox. He's
very good. As I said earlier, he will make his name on FIFA 16, and to be honest, if he starts FIFA 16 as dominant as what he is now, we might as well just like stop playing. Every other player, other than Brian on his day can do well, but every other player might as well just stop playing.
Someone says the ultimate grudge match would be Dave versus Gorilla because of the little comments you've been making about him.
I'd win anyway.
You'd win anyway?
Well, the only reason I'm commentating is so he's got a good chance.
Right, okay. So when we were saying and kind of agreeing that he was the best in the world,
yeah, well,
where do you fit into that rank?
Well, I'm from a different universe.
Okay. I thought it was called Birmingham.
Well, that should be a different universe.
Amazing, amazing stuff. This game is just getting better and better. We've got Chris, he's just got over the embarrassment of me beating him in that last game, and he's actually pitch side now doing some reporting for us. So let's go over to Chris Trout.
Not that I'm admitting that.
I'd just like to say that I'll let you win because your missus is in the building, but that's beside the point. So we are here in the grand final right now. Spencer currently 3-0 up, closing in on the end of this first leg. Right now, the play is very, very aggressive from Spencer. We've always said this throughout the entire tournament so far. He has been extremely aggressive, put loads of pressure on people. As you see right now, he is concentrating in the booth. Brian looking a little bit flustered in the other one. I mean, his game plan hasn't gone the way it has done throughout the tournament. He's got sucked into Spencer's game a little bit, and he needs to slow things down, maybe play his own game. And we've always said throughout the tournament as well, it seems like some people don't quite have a plan B. So we want to see a plan B from Brian right now, and it's whether he can bring it out the bag.
Wow, thank you for that, Chris. That was insightful, Jeff Streves type stuff. Let us know if any of them get a groin problem or anything, and we'll certainly tend to that for them. Well, I won't, but Dave will. He's got some, what's it called? Deep heat, the magic sponge. No, but seriously, that was insightful. That was really insightful. I think he was right. I think Brian needs a plan B.
Yeah.
You know? But then it doesn't take a plan B to point out the fact that he's not getting shot today. That's not so much a plan as a necessity. Whatever your strategy, you're going to have to shoot.
To be fair, since he's changed to this 4-3-1-2, he has started creating a little bit more. Oh, 4-0. Oh, well, that was a great ball.
GG?
Yeah, he was GG at 3-0 for me.
I think it's game over here, guys. It's a great header there from Yannick Bolasie off the bench, 4-0. Brian is muttering to himself in French. I'm sure it's the sort of stuff that we can't repeat here. It's a family show. He is not going to be happy with how this game's gone, and it could have gone so different on another day. There's no doubt about it. Brian is good enough to win this game. He could get a goal back here to make it really interesting.
Well, all that's going to be going through Brian's mind is, I know I'm one of the best players on FIFA, and he knows he's better at head-to-head than he is Ultimate Team, but this is the first year where Ultimate Team's really had a place in the competitive scene. So now he knows he can get to the final whilst, you know, not really playing that game mode. I know he's getting battered there by HugeGorilla, but he's just going to be thinking to himself, you know I'm one of the best players. So on FIFA 16, maybe he's going to take Ultimate Team a lot more seriously, and he can, you know, come back and do better. The thing is with his play style as well, it's a style that will work on every single FIFA no matter what. He keeps the ball and he's patient, and you will always be rewarded for that. Whereas a HugeGorilla's play style, it's amazing on this, but for example on FIFA 14, it wouldn't have been so effective.
Yeah, and obviously we're jumping ahead here, but assuming that Gorilla is going to win this game, obviously with a 4-0 leader in the midway point, there's a good chance that's going to happen. It is going to be really interesting to see how he makes the transition to FIFA 16, because speaking to him, he's played a little bit of the game already. Speaking to him about it, he's not confident on it. He thinks it might not be built for his skill set. So this could be the HugeGorilla swan song, or it could just be the beginning of a beautiful story.
Yeah, I definitely agree. I mean, some of the guys got invited by EA. Some of the top British guys got invited by EA to go and play FIFA 16. Sort of Ty Walton, Tass, a few others, and apparently HugeGorilla was really struggling with the gameplay. Whether that's just because, you know, it's so different. Every game you need to adapt to, and I'm pretty sure he'll do his best to adapt to FIFA 16, but I'm not sure whether he'll be as dominant, but I have no doubt that he'll still be one of the top players.
Yeah, of course. I mean, I don't know what their exact approach is, but I imagine every time a new game comes out, they're going to spend a decent chunk of time just sitting there learning the game, working out the exploits and ways that they can get the best out of it. Yeah, well, how long does that period normally take?
It usually takes a couple of months, because usually a patch comes out after a month, and then you usually get a good feel for it, and then after the patch, you start to take your play style and perfect it. And every year on a FIFA, there's something that's overpowered, and there's a sort of a style that's used by players that uses so many exploits. Like on FIFA 14, people literally just put in about 30 crosses a game, and you know, a few of them will go in. On this game, I'd say the main exploit is just the dribbling. If you can master like the overpowered sort of exploits in the dribbling, you know, you're basically unstoppable, and that's exactly what HugeGorilla has done better than anyone else.
Excellent stuff, Dave. I think it's actually going to be a little swap round with you and Chris now. I know that Chris is going to come in and do some commentary, so big thanks to you for covering this event as usual, Dave. Great stuff, and
no problem.
Look forward to seeing you again soon.
Yeah.
So Chris Trout is going to join us now for a little bit of insight. Unfortunately, we're going to lose Chris from the pitch side reporting, but now we've got him in the commentary booth to give some of his expert insight. So tell me, just what's it like down there next to them, like being in touching distance from these excellent, specimens?
Smells like wet dog.
All right.
Yeah.
What kind of breed?
I'm going to have to go with Jack Russell.
Okay. Interesting choice.
My keen sense of smell tells me it's more Jack Russell.
Okay. Good to know. Well, we are underway here in the second leg. Chris Trout is with me now. And Chris, what did you make of that first game? Because it obviously 4-0 to Spencer. Many people would be forgiven for saying this is game over now.
Oh, yeah, 100%. I mean, you can never count out Brian. He is a fighter right to the end, but he just looked a bit clueless in the defence right there at the times. I mean, he was just getting exploited at the back, and it seems to be a recurring theme throughout this weekend. There's quite a few people who play the possessive game and haven't quite found success. It's almost like it's not really the kind of style you should be playing in Ultimate Team, because over the time we've just seen that Spencer has dispatched player after player who's tried to play a little bit more of a possession game. As Ronaldo's staring down on goal, Brian going to shepherd that one out. 3-0 now. Still, well, it should be 4-0 still to.
Yeah, it is 4-0, and we'll get that changed for you. But yeah, I mean, great performance from HugeGorilla in that first leg, very dominating against a player who has looked so confident throughout the tournament. So it was almost quite uncomfortable to see him do it to Brian, the player that we've all got a lot of respect for.
I mean, there's no doubt about it. Spencer is third ranked in the world for Ultimate Team for a reason. He plays a lot of it, and maybe some of these players who are so used to head-to-head are struggling to transition to Ultimate Team. And a lot of people would argue maybe it's similar game modes, but for people like me and you, maybe not so much me because I got absolutely battered by you just a minute ago, but yourself, you can admit that Ultimate Team is a completely different kettle of fish.
It's very different. I've got to admit, personally, I'm a lot better at head-to-head. Like when I play, oh, it's another one! It is ruthless from Spencer Ealing, aka HugeGorilla. He just doesn't let things go. He keeps scoring. That's why he's so entertaining. That's why he's got an average of 5 to 6 goals a game. And he's done it again. Every single game he's played, he scored 5 or 6 goals, I think.
Incredible.
Absolutely so impressive. You said a minute
ago. What's that, 28, I think, in total?
It's insane. You alluded to the fact that he's obviously ranked third on the online leaderboards, but
I'd like to see these two are ahead of him.
Exactly. I would pretty much, I'd be confident if they were to play each other in person that Gorilla would win both those games. Yeah. He is the best Ultimate Team player in the world. I'm confident in saying that. I'd back this guy against anyone watching that wants to take him on.
Look at him.
I just don't think you're going to beat him in this game.
Effortlessly passing the ball around like Brian's not even there, like it's the computer on amateur right now. It's disgusting to watch at times, and it's a little bit heartbreaking for Brian. I've seen him at the best of times, the worst of times. He's been an incredible player on FIFA for a while now, and he's been given an absolute lesson, and usually he's the one dispatching the lessons.
Definitely. So Brian really needs to, come on. If he's going to get back in this, it's going to take a miracle, and he's going to need a goal soon. I tell you what, if Gorilla keeps a clean sheet here, it will be unbelievable, because that's not something he's done in the tournament. So to step up that big in the final would be insane. Usually, he tends to keep going for the goals, lets his guard down a little bit, concedes a couple, then gets a couple again at the end.
I think the semi-final was a massive wake-up call for him after he conceded such sloppy goals towards the end, and he's really thought about this one. He's going in full guns blazing. He's not going to allow it, and of course you're not going to be doing something like that in the grand final. I mean, there's $7,000 on the line. You obviously want every single penny of that, and it looks like Spencer's come out full blazing in this game, and he is really putting in an absolute showing right now. For Brian, I've got to say, you're literally forced into a tilt situation. He's got to score 5 goals to at least have a chance to take this to silver goal and possibly nick a winner. But right now, it's just very sloppy play from him, passing, giving it away on so many occasions. He's got no control of the middle of the park, and Spencer's just absolutely dominating it right now. You need to be able to combat this tight centre midfield that he's got right now.
Sam Payne has said, Brian is a very good player, but Spencer, OMG.
I couldn't have said it better myself. Still moving forward. Brian just in this.
Just about.
Half an hour just gone in this second leg. Is Brian going to get back in it? I think most of us agree he's not. But can have a chance here to get a goal around the keeper. He's going to get one. Oh, come on, man.
The misery compiler, as you would call it.
I feel sorry for Brian there, I do, because like I said, it's not something we see from HugeGorilla. It's a clean sheet. We don't usually expect him to keep one. And he's on track to do it after that amazing clearance off the line there. Brian will be gutted about that.
You can see his face in the booth. We can see it at least. He is just absolutely distraught right now. He doesn't know what to do. It's like me trying to do a crossword puzzle. Absolutely clueless.
One day.
One day I'll get there.
Nearly half time. 5-0 to HugeGorilla. I mean, I backed him from the start. I thought he'd win. I didn't think he'd do it like this in the final.
No.
I'll be honest. I thought he'd score 5 or 6 goals, but I thought he'd concede at least 3 or 4.
I mean, the last time I saw these two face off against each other was the Gfinity Spring Masters one. That was on head-to-head.
Yep.
And it was literally 1 goal in it, and Dave said it was a silver goal in the end that managed to take it in Spencer's favour. So this is such a contrasting matchup. And it looks like Spencer has literally gone away and thought of every possible scenario. And he just seems to know his game mode inside out. He seems to know his opponents like the back of his hand. And there's really not a lot of weaknesses for Spencer right now. He's just not letting up.
Just to remind you, the prize pool they're playing for here, $7,000 for first place, which is really nice little bit to take home with you, isn't it? Oh, it's going to be a goal for Brian, though.
Consolation goal, no!
On. This is nonsense now. I can't believe it. I can't believe he's not put the ball in the back of the net, Chris. Could have done it twice.
He can't be happy at the moment. He can't be happy. I mean, it's a bit of a devastating scoreline right now. And I said to Dave earlier, it's so demotivating knowing that you can't score against your opponent. And now I can actually say that with some sort of experience as you batter me 3-0.
That's the thing is, what a lot of people don't understand is, Gorilla obviously might win this now, but unlike me, he hasn't got 100% win ratio in the Gfinity arena. I've never been beaten. In fact, I've never even conceded a goal here, Chris. I don't even know what that feels like emotionally.
I'll tell you what, if Glenn Johnson scored that absolute ripper I let off.
Just listen to the sentence. Listen to the sentence
there would be no more. There would be no more soundproof booths.
If Glenn Johnson scored, it's like saying if pigs flied.
Hold on, Glenn Johnson scored some bangers in his day.
To be fair,
I'm not a fan of Glenn Johnson.
To be fair, you're
but
right. Left foot.
He literally cost. He was very cheap on the market, which is why I picked him up because they didn't really have much of a team left. That's my excuse.
Maybe the real final that the fans really want to see is the Spencer off.
The Spencer off. Who is the better Spencer? I was going to say, can I call
one of you change their name?
Can I call one of you Spencer 1 and the other one Spencer 2? Or that might be a bit like offensive to one of you. So I'll call you Spencer 1 and Spencer A.
It's been confusing the whole process. Whenever people talk about Spencer being good, obviously people think you're talking about me sometimes.
Spencer, how do you feel about Spencer?
So I think we just need to have a game. Whoever wins gets to keep the name. Whoever loses has to change it to something really silly.
I think that's going to harm you more than it harms him because
100% ratio, mate.
You're quite a popular YouTuber, are you not?
100% ratio, mate.
I mean, you got a couple subs, don't you?
Got a couple banging around, yeah, a couple.
So giving up that name. Could be more devastating than this score.
I don't plan on giving it up. You see the confidence. I plan on winning. One thing I definitely beat Spencer on is interview etiquette. You can't win it all, though, can you? You can't win them all. He's very talented.
I mean, you have beaten an FIWC champion.
That's true as well. That is also true. And I beat you as well. And that's the main highlight of my life.
Really? Washed up YouTuber?
Stop calling yourself washed up. You've got to be a lot older to be washed up.
I've come to accept it, mate.
Ronaldo on the ball for HugeGorilla. Rooney into Khedira to Ronaldo. 57 minutes of chance. You know what? It's nearly the 60th minute, half an hour left. Brian has had 2 chances that I can remember. Both very good chances and both very close to being goals, but
I haven't even seen Ibrahimovic come on the pitch yet.
I don't think he's bothered. I just don't think he's bothered doing it. Well, that might be him in the middle, actually. No, that's Ronaldo. Yeah, I don't think he's put him on.
It's an interesting...
It's Rodriguez.
It's interesting. He usually always brings him on at half-time. He usually does do him really, really well. We saw that hat-trick in the semi-final.
Ronaldo.
Not the semi-final, quarter-final.
Rooney, come on, Brian, get yourself a goal. You deserve one. Fair play to Gorilla. He's defended very well this game.
Sloppy pass there. Brian has got it. Go on, hit one, son. Think of Leroy Fur. What would he do in this situation? He would unleash like a kraken.
Bale losing the ball there for Gorilla. Brian, can he get himself a goal? I think everyone here wants to see Brian get a goal.
Go on, Brian. Get a goal. Just doing a John Arisa.
25 minutes. You love Liverpool fullbacks, don't you? Ex-Liverpool fullbacks. Johnson and Risa. Here we go.
Well, he did manage to break someone's leg by kicking the ball that hard, so...
Yeah, that's pretty impressive, to be fair. Chance for Brian. He's nutmegged someone in the box. He's going to get through. Bale.
Brian.
Oh, see, the Brian we know and love would not have shot there. That was not an angle. Percentage-wise, that was not an angle.
I think he's frustrated now.
I think he's panicking. He's clutching at straws, you know?
Brian, he has got another... Oh, no, it's a free kick. Just about to say he had another opportunity to get at least a goal. It'd be nice to see him at least get a goal. I suppose it's damage limitation for him right now.
Jimbo Block says, HugeGorilla, official boss of this piece of software. I thought of ringing catchy slogans, but it's true, essentially, isn't it? He's bossing the software.
I think he made the software the way he's playing. He seems to know everything about the game.
Explicit Duffy says, I want a David Beckham moment. What does he mean by that, do you think? Ooh, free kick?
I don't know.
Just a last-minute winner? I don't know what he means by that.
Yeah, I'm not too sure either. As soon as you say David Beckham, I think of the 2002 qualifier against Greece.
It's Greece. What a moment that was. What a moment. Here we go. Spencer could add insult to injury against Brian here. Brian's defended that well, but he's not got rid of it.
Maybe he's talking about the '98 World Cup where he kicked someone in the back of the leg.
Ah, yes, that could be the one. Or maybe he's talking about his underwear commercials.
All of them top moments.
Oh, yep, all good, all good.
Or should I say bottom moments?
Probably not.
Nope.
Sturridge into Bale. For Brian, this could be his moment. Oh, that's the wrong pass, though. We're getting near the 80-minute mark. Just 10 minutes left. It's definitely going to be...
Oh, no.
It's going to be 6. It's going to be 6. It's going to be... Or a penalty.
Oh,
there it is. Brian, that was sloppy, mate. 6-0 in the final.
I like the sigh of relief at 6-0, like 5-0 was a close game.
This is Spencer's most convincing victory. He scored 6 goals plenty of times, but he's always conceded. This is his best one. He saved it for the final against the second best player in the tournament.
I think the least goals he's scored in one game is
5.
It's 5.
Yeah.
Scored 6 in every other game, I think.
Unbelievable stuff here. Unbelievable stuff. 6-0.
So, here we go. Closing moments. It's up to Brian to try and get a goal. Let's see if he can bring one back.
Oh, Brian is all over the shop here. What are you doing, son? He's going to go, not a 7th. Please, not a 7th. I think, oh, my God. Oh, no!
What?
Oh, Dave would not be happy if he's seeing that. I think Spencer's trying to kind of try skillful things now. He doesn't need a 7th goal. He knows that. But he almost worked for him. This weird skill that he tried to bounce off someone's shin almost went in.
It looked like he miskicked it and chipped the ball up. It wasn't the most attractive thing I've ever seen, but it would have definitely been funny had it gone in. But I don't think Brian would have been laughing. He'd be the only one not laughing right now. He'd be a bit disappointed if he conceded that. Still a couple of moments left until the end of the game. I think Brian can still bring it back. I'm just saying. No?
I think you're probably wrong there. It's 88th minute.
Oh, no! Oh,
no! Denied the chance to take a consolation goal back to France by the woodwork. Oh, I would have liked to see that for him. The clean sheet is something he'll be disappointed about. Because he has had chances, not a 7th. Don't do it to him, Spencer. Think of the children. Bale, Torre. That's a free kick, I think. Or is it the final whistle? No, it's a free kick. He has scored a free kick from almost this exact area.
Come on, we haven't seen a decent free kick all weekend.
Here we go! Oh, it's so similar to the one he scored previously. He does love free kicks with Rooney. Unbelievable.
See, I should have let Spencer play my entire game for me, but there I should have definitely taken that free kick.
The final whistle is seconds away. That was an offside call there. We're about to crown Spencer Ealing, a.k.a. HugeGorilla, the ultimate Play Like a Legend Grand Final champion. He's earned that title. He's scored his way to victory. There's absolutely no one that could question this guy's credentials. There it is, the final whistle is gone. Spencer Ealing, aka HugeGorilla, is the ultimate champion of the Play Like a Legend series. Look at that, he's emotional, and I don't blame him. I do not blame him, because what he's done here is very convincing. This guy was not even on the scene this time last year. He came out of nowhere, he played online at Gfinity, he qualified, he went through all the steps, and look how far he's come. Season 1 champion, check. Grand final, check. He's won them both. His favourite goalkeeper, Peta, check. See what I did there? Anyway, not to steal the moment from, look at him. You got yeah, say what you want about it. The French scene and everything, they're really good, they're solid, but this guy is a one-man scene. He's dominating things. Team XL have got themselves a absolute athlete.
Let's give a round of applause for Spencer Ealing.
Well done, a huge gorilla. I think this gorilla's just got a little bit bigger. Well done, huge gorilla. That is deserved, you have to say. 6-0 in the final. It was an absolute thriller from the gorilla in Manila.
Now you're trying to.
There he is, getting that big check, 7,000 smackaroonies. Think of what you can do with that, Chris.
One more time for Spencer Ealing.
Well done, Spencer Ealing. Well done.
Honestly,
that check is almost too big for him.
I hope he's got a better answer for what he does with it than what he told me at the Spring Masters 1 where he said he was going to save it.
Hopefully he saved that now and he's got a bit of
I've saved that.
to spend on. But you know what? You can't argue with that. You can't argue with the result. 6-0.
No.
Didn't see it coming. Unbelievable stuff for him. Unbelievable stuff. There is one slight little thing for Brian to take as a small little consolation from it, which is that he has been voted goal of the season from his season 2 final against Leroy Fer. We've been showing the 3 nominations throughout the weekend. It was between 3 different goals, and Brian's goal in the season 2 final with Leroy Fer was about 30 yards out.
I don't know if we can get another look at that goal.
We'll get it up.
It was an incredible goal, but
yeah. We'll get it up for you. But the main thing for Brian is he's definitely not leaving empty-handed, because he gets the second prize cash, which I think is $4,000. Was it $4,000, as well as $500 for the goal of the season. So he's got 4.5K.
Lovely chunk of change.
So he's done very well himself. But the thing that's going to hurt him most is the fact that he has, had such a bad performance in the final. 6-0.
Yeah, I think he won't be too gutted. I mean, he said from the very first game that he hasn't practiced that hard. He only started practicing this week before the actual tournament since the last one. And the last one was quite a while ago, a good 4 or 5 weeks since that last season 3. So I don't think he'd be too down about himself. Obviously, you don't like to lose 6-0 in the final. It's not a very nice way to go out. But throughout the entire tournament, he was at least better than 14 other players. Had a tremendous performance against all of them. And I think he did a fantastic job this weekend.
Definitely. Let's take a look at the final placements for the tournament so you can see where everyone actually finished, how much they took home with them. Slight correction. Brian actually got $3,500. And then obviously plus the $500 he's got for goal of the season does make $4,000. HugeGorilla's taken $7,000. Every FIFA 15 legend. That's all of them. That's more than 50 legends. That's 5 teams worth of players almost. Pure legends. He's also got 3 FIFA 16 legends he's going to have as soon as the game comes out. He's going to have 100,000 FIFA points and a signed piece of Pele merchandise. Meanwhile, Brian also gets a lot of legends, and you can see the other people there. Epsilon, Rocky, Emmy Boost, taking a nice bit of cash home with them as semi-finalists. Rocky finishing 3rd in the 3rd and 4th place playoff. Sum up the tournament for me, Chris. What have we seen? What have you enjoyed most? What have you learned from it?
I'm more interested in knowing whether Spencer will give me Gary Lineker legend card, because I miss Gary Lineker a lot, so I'd really like Gary Lineker. But overall tournament, fantastic display of football. We've seen it all. We saw some great goals. We've seen some emotional moments. We've seen some of the best players in the world compete here this weekend, and overall in the whole 4 seasons we've had, it's been an absolute spectacle, and I've really enjoyed myself this weekend, being able to cast with the likes of yourself, Dave, Martin, be involved with all of the talent and this entire thing.
Definitely, Chris. Been an absolute pleasure. But we have had a full 4 seasons now, and to wrap up the show, we are going to go over to Martin, who's going to interview our winner. But it's goodbye from me and Chris. Thanks for watching. Over to Martin to hear some words from the HugeGorilla, the grand final champ.
Thank you very much, Spencer, Chris and Dave. Done a great job all weekend and all season as well. So thanks very much, lads, for your hard work, insight and banter. Has been absolute top draw. I'm here with a very, very happy, but still in slightly shock, Spencer Ealing. Right, 2 things, mate. Firstly, you've just become the Play Like a Legend grand final champion. And 2, quite rightly, you're probably the best FIFA 15 player on planet Earth. How are you feeling at the moment?
I can't quite believe it, to be honest. Yeah, it's going to take a while to sink in, but good games to Brian and everyone for the tournament. It's been a good tournament.
So where is sort of the most relief coming from? The fact that you've got through this entire weekend and you've come out the top, or this is going to be your last interview?
Last interview. Has to be.
You've been dominant all weekend. You've been scoring goals for fun, left, right and centre. And, you know, you really sort of went out in that same sort of style. Was that always the plan? Did you change your game plan at all, or you just sort of play the same way?
Like I said, from the first interview, my aim is to score goals. I won't change that for this FIFA, so and it worked, didn't it? So, yeah, that's always been my plan, and yeah, it's paid off.
That's how you're going to celebrate. I know you probably don't really know exactly, but what's the kind of way you want to celebrate? Are you going to go and relax? Annie Mac on BBC Radio 1 does this thing called raving or behaving. Will you be raving or behaving?
Behaving.
I don't believe that for a second. You probably don't as well. Spencer, congratulations, mate. You are the best FIFA player on planet Earth. So tell everyone. I'm standing next to the best FIFA player on planet Earth. Spencer alluded to the fact that we'd chosen a goal of the season winner, which was Brian. But also there was somebody else. So our panel of experts chose that goal out of the 3 to be the best. But we asked you to vote, and one lucky winner would win a copy of FIFA 16. So we're going to reveal that now. Just take this. Very expensive. This is the gold envelope. No expense spared. And the winner is, who correctly selected Leroy Fair, goal 2 by Brian, is Kiwi HD. So Kiwi HD, you've won a copy of FIFA 16. Spencer, let me shake the hand one more time. Play like a legend, grand final champion, the best FIFA player on planet Earth. Thank you very, very much for joining us throughout the season. Make sure you go to gfinity.net to take part in all the amazing FIFA action that we have going on. Big thanks to Xbox. Big thanks to absolutely everybody that's taken part. Dave, Spencer, Chris, absolutely everybody that's made this possible. I'm going to try and get this man a little bit drunk. I think that's probably the best thing to do. We're going to see you next time. Thanks very much for watching, and take care.
Peggy 3.